We are living through a massive societal shift right now, and you might not even realize it's happening. The whole age of just sitting back and consuming information, it's ending. And what's taking its place is something completely new, an era that's all about creativity and solving problems together. So let's dive into what that actually means. And this quote, it just nails the problem we're all facing, doesn't it? Information was supposed to be the great connector, but somehow it's ended up driving us apart. We're all stuck in this crisis of fragmentation, where just finding a simple, shared truth feels, well, almost impossible. So before we can even talk about what's coming next, we've got to get real about why the old way of doing things is just broken. And it all boils down to one thing, a total, fundamental collapse of trust in where we get our information. Let's break down why that is. I mean, this is the great paradox of our time, right? We have access to more data, more articles, more videos than any generation in human history. And yet, we've all got this deep, nagging feeling that we can't really rely on any of it. We're literally drowning in information, but we're starved for facts we can actually trust. That's the big question, isn't it? To really get a handle on this whole mess, let's take a look at where our information is actually coming from. Because, as you're about to see, the three main pillars we all use to rely on are, statistically speaking, standing on some seriously shaky ground. Okay, so here they are, the big three. What we hear from other people, what we see online and on social media, and now what we get from AI. And here's the kicker. Each one has its own massive, built-in problem that makes it pretty much unreliable in today's world. All right, let's tackle the first two. Information from other people. Well, it's often just someone's opinion or a misinterpretation that gets passed along as fact. We've all learned to be a little skeptical. And then you've got online media. It's a world filled with unverified claims and content that's being pushed on us by algorithms we can't even see. Sure, it makes us aware of things, but it's not a solid foundation for truth. And this brings us to AI. This is where it gets really, really interesting. The key concept here is the black box. An AI can sound incredibly confident, right? Super articulate. But we have absolutely no idea where it's getting its information or how it's reasoning. It could argue that 2 + 2 = 5 so convincingly that you might actually start to doubt yourself, all while being completely untethered from reality. So here's the real kicker. This isn't just about fake news or a little bit of misinformation here and there. No, that's just a symptom of something so much bigger. What we're actually witnessing is the end of an entire societal era. The age where information was this stable force, shaping our beliefs, our knowledge, our culture, that age is over. It's like that anchor has been pulled up, and now we're all just kind of adrift in this endless sea of data without a compass. But, and this is the really exciting part, what comes after all this chaos isn't just more chaos. It's the dawn of a completely new era, one that's way more active, way more collaborative, and honestly, a lot more creative. Exactly. That's the million-dollar question. If that old world is fading away, what in the world is taking its place? Well, it's a huge shift from us being passive consumers to us becoming active creators. And this, right here, is the new model, the creative society. It's an era where what you do is valued more than what you consume. It's about all of us, together, rolling up our sleeves and actually building real solutions to real problems, instead of just endlessly scrolling through a feed of questionable data. Now, a new era like this needs new kinds of tools, right? It needs frameworks that are designed for collaboration, not just for consumption. So let's look at a really interesting example, a platform called P56, which is built from the ground up for exactly this kind of systemic, collaborative problem solving. This quote really gets to the heart of the whole philosophy. See, the goal here isn't to build another giant encyclopedia of facts, not at all. The goal is to create a framework where people can actually use information to get things done, to solve real problems together. The spirit behind this actually comes from this proven concept called the Master's Method. It was pioneered by a Polish teacher who created world-class innovators, not by standing up and lecturing, but by building an environment where his students taught each other and worked together on tough real-world problems. They learned by doing, by building solutions. And that's exactly what P56 is. It's basically the digital version of that same philosophy. It's a platform built to make communication, community building, and this kind of systemic problem-solving possible on a global scale. It takes those principles that we know work and puts them into a tool for all of us. So I know what you might be thinking. Okay, this sounds big.
Ambitious. How does one person even get involved? Well, that's the beautiful part. The way you get started is designed to be incredibly simple.
1%. That's it. That's the core idea for getting started. It's not about some massive, life-changing commitment. It's about making a small, consistent contribution. Think about it. 1% of your working time comes out to about 102 minutes a month. That's it. That's probably less time than you spend in traffic or watching a single movie. The whole idea is to make getting involved feel effortless, so we can harness the collective power of all those small, focused actions.
Now, don't get intimidated by this flowchart. You don't need to understand every little box. The key takeaway here is that behind that simple 1% idea is a really robust and highly structured system. This isn't just some simple online forum. It's a carefully designed architecture for everything, from how you sign up to how you create content, all built to support real, meaningful, structured collaboration. And the process itself is actually kind of like a game. You just jump in and engage with different tasks, you contribute your skills or your ideas, and you earn points for everything you do. Those points build up your reputation inside the system, turning your contributions into real value as you help co-create actual real-world solutions.
So here's the bottom line. The information age is in the rearview mirror, but what's coming up ahead is this incredible opportunity for all of us to become creators, not just consumers. If you're ready to make that shift, to be part of building tangible solutions, then a platform like P56 is designed to be your entry point. The only real question left is, what problem will you help solve first?